At 50, the tragedy of Leonardo DiCaprio is beyond heartbreaking. Because for all the glitter of Hollywood, the golden trophies, and the red carpet appearances, his life has been marked by a kind of loneliness and inner struggle that success could never erase. To the world, DiCaprio is the ultimate movie star, the boy from Titanic who became the face of an era, the actor who brought intensity to films like The Revenant, The Wolf of Wall Street, and The Aviator, the man who finally won his long-awaited Oscar after years of being overlooked. He has wealth, fame, critical acclaim, and influence. Yet beneath all of that is a story of a man who grew up craving stability, a man who sacrificed much of his personal life in pursuit of perfection, and a man who, at 50, has begun to feel the weight of time in ways that even he cannot control. The tragedy of Leonardo DiCaprio is not that he failed. He has achieved nearly everything an actor could dream of, but that his life reflects the harsh truth that even unimaginable success cannot shield you from heartbreak, from isolation, or from the emptiness that comes when the lights fade and the applause stops. DiCaprio's tragedy begins with his childhood. Born in Los Angeles to a struggling family, he was raised primarily by his mother after his parents split when he was very young. He grew up in neighborhoods surrounded by crime, drugs, and poverty, and while his mother worked tirelessly to keep him safe, Leonardo witnessed hardships that would later shape the seriousness and intensity of his work. He has admitted in interviews that his desperate desire to escape that environment drove him into acting not as a fun career, but as survival, as a way out. While this hunger helped him rise faster than most, it also robbed him of the carefree innocence most children enjoy. By the time he was barely a teenager, DiCaprio was already carrying the burden of being the family's hope, the one who would make it out, and that pressure left scars of its own. As he grew into stardom, the tragedy only deepened. His breakout in Titanic at just 23 turned him into a global phenomenon, a matinee idol adored by millions of fans. But the fame that came with it nearly crushed him. Instead of embracing the heartthrob image, DiCaprio ran from it deliberately, choosing darker, more difficult roles in films like The Beach, Gangs of New York, and Catch Me If You Can to prove he was more than just a pretty face. But that very decision, his refusal to bask in the shallow adoration of fame, isolated him. While other stars enjoyed the spotlight, DiCaprio became increasingly guarded, building walls between himself and the public. His need for privacy, while understandable, also cut him off from the kind of normal human connections most people take for granted. Perhaps the saddest part of his story is his struggle with love and family life. At 50, Leonardo remains unmarried and childless, a fact that has fueled endless speculation and criticism. While he has been linked to some of the most beautiful women in the world, none of those relationships lasted. DiCaprio himself has admitted that his dedication to his career and his activism often left little room for commitment, and that the fear of vulnerability has haunted him. The tragedy here is not that he is alone by choice, but that his pursuit of greatness came with sacrifices that he now seems to feel more deeply as he ages. Friends and colleagues describe him as generous, loyal, and deeply intelligent, but also as someone who struggles to let people get close. Even his greatest triumph, winning the Academy Award for The Revenant in 2016, carried a bittersweet note. Fans rejoiced, memes flooded the internet, and the world celebrated that he had finally achieved the recognition he had deserved for decades. But for DiCaprio himself, the moment was fleeting. He later confessed that while the Oscar was meaningful, it did not change who he was, nor did it erase the insecurities he carried from childhood. The applause faded, and the emptiness remained, a painful reminder that external success cannot heal internal wounds. At 50, Leonardo DiCaprio's tragedy lies in the paradox of his life. He has everything the world could offer, yet he still longs for something deeper, something more lasting than box office success and critical acclaim. His dedication to climate change activism shows his desperate need to leave a legacy beyond film, to matter in a world where time is slipping away faster than even he can grasp. But beneath that noble mission is a man who still carries the loneliness of his childhood, the cost of a life lived in the glare of fame, and the quiet ache of a heart that has never truly found home. The tragedy of Leonardo DiCaprio is not that he has forgotten or unloved it, is that at 50, the man who gave us so many unforgettable stories still struggles to write his own happy ending.